continuing coverage of Hurricane Katrina. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Mike Bettis.
And I'm Sharon Resulton. Thanks for tuning in as we keep you informed with the latest developments on a strengthening Hurricane Katrina.
And we have live team coverage of Hurricane Katrina. Meteorologist Stephanie Abrams is in Gulf Shores, Alabama, where residents are anxiously awaiting Katrina's path.
But we're going to start out with meteorologist Jeff Morrow. He is live in New Orleans, where some mandatory evacuations are already underway.
Obviously, that would put the downtown area under maybe 10 to 15 feet of water. That is the worst case scenario, but again, this is something that a lot of people have worried about around here for a very long time.
Tom Cameron Crazy. Ted Huntley. David Benson. John Chen. Tom Brokaw.
Worst fears realized. Underwater. Here in New Orleans tonight, after the giant storm came the rising waters. Over 80% of the city is flooded.
Hurricane Katrina. This is a special edition of NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams, reporting tonight from New Orleans.
The damage here along the Gulf Coast is catastrophic.
Louisiana said today that she is considering the remarkable step of evacuating the remaining residents of New Orleans. A water main broke, leaving New Orleans without drinking water, and the flooding here is getting worse after waters from Lake Pontchartrain broke through a levee.
They have too few boats. There are only 2 boats working this area. I'm told that the New Orleans police put out a call to all its officers saying, if you have a boat, bring it here, help us.
And when you pull back for a wide shot, the scene is nothing short of apocalyptic. 80% of New Orleans, including much of downtown, is underwater. The Big Easy's famous Canal Street, living up to its name. And rising waters will now force officials to evacuate the shelter at the Superdome. Katrina's departure was just the beginning of the misery.
Says, well, that looks like a war zone down there. They're wrong. I've covered wars. I just got back from Iraq. This is not a war zone. In a war zone, you have pockets of damage. Here, mile after mile after mile.
Here is the very latest for you tonight. There are now more than 22,000 National Guard troops in the 4 states affected by this storm. Half of those troops are here in Louisiana, where tens of thousands of survivors, mind you, are still trapped. There is no food, no water, no relief, and there is great and growing anger. And tonight, Congress has now approved more than $10 billion in hurricane relief money. All that's required now is the president's signature when he returns to Washington. For most of you, this will be an hour-long special broadcast again tonight. For all of you, again tonight, our team is fanned out across this awful region. We begin with this day in America's 23rd largest city, New Orleans, Louisiana.
So sad. Jean Meserve, thank you. We wish those rescuers a lot of luck.